Donovan Ezeiruaku, whatever you say it. Easy. Donovan Easy. That's what I'm calling him. Okay? He's easy out there. He makes it all look easy.
Donnie E, as they
Donnie
call
E.
him.
I like it. Donnie E. You know? I was going to make a joke before you put him out there. I was going to say, well, for our pick, we wanted the guy that played quarterback at Colorado should do it now. So for me, okay, Donovan E. Ezeiruaku is a guy that is very talented. His talent flies off the screen, no question about it. He has an unbelievable bag of moves, swims, hips, everything. I mean, I'm telling you right now, he is probably the best legitimate pass rusher in this draft. Okay. Now, obviously, there's other guys that I like. Obviously, I was going to go with Pierce from Tennessee. Love him. But he's a little stiff. He's fast. I love his length, 6'5". He's like 245. Okay, 245. Green, obviously from Marshall's another guy. Like him a lot as well. Stewart. But for me, I think what we've been missing on our defense, okay, is a pure pass rush guy. What we've been able to do defensively on our defensive line is we've been able to stop the run really well, okay? And a lot of it goes with our scheme. The guys up front being a little stout, our linebackers being able to run. We do a good job of just playing laterally on the line of scrimmage. What we don't do consistently is we don't get after the quarterback and get sacks and pressures like we should. Almost to the point where the quarterback's able to sit back there for a long time and throw the football. And we've seen this game after game after game after game. Now, it didn't take away from, Kalafkis, what I know Kalafkis, man, he's been able to do spotty in some games. Spotty. One game he shows up, he's got 3 or 4, and he's like the most greatest pass rusher. Next minute, it's like you put him out there in Tibet and you don't see nothing from him. So for me, we need a straight pass rush guy. So when I was like kind of looking, and I'm sitting there thinking of who do you have? Who can we get? Donovan Ezeiruaku to me is that guy. I said we needed a game changer, Marcus and Tage. He's that guy for me. I mean, he's when I'm talking about a legit dude, he's a legit guy. He could play 3-4, 4-3, whatever you want him to play, especially how Spags mixing it up because he does a multitude of things. Ezeiruaku can play that position. Almost what we thought FAU was going to be, Ezeiruaku is already there. He's already game ready. It's not no get ready, go see Tom, but you can go see Tom if you want to. Donovan Ezeiruaku is already there. He's got a mixed bag of moves and whatnot that's going to be able to make a difference in a game. He kind of remind me somewhat of like a Justin Houston, like when he first got in, size-wise, strength-wise. I mean, he's got bend. He can do it all. I'm talking about do it all. The problem with this is Philly is going to pick before us. Okay, there's some teams that's going to want this guy. There's no question about it. And so Sweat he's going to be leaving from Philadelphia. They're going to be all over him. But if
Philly's after us, remember?
Oh, yeah. I guess
so. We always assume we won the Super Bowl every year, right? We don't.
Right. So then that puts us in a better position, no doubt about it. Right. So I'll say go ahead and get this guy right here for sure. I know other teams are going to be all over him just because of what he brings to the table, man. But that's my first guy that I would love for the Chiefs to have. If he's there, I say, man, you swoop that joker up immediately. So Donovan Ezeiruaku, ladies and gentlemen, love it.
I love it, man. He's someone I didn't look at for a long time because I didn't expect him to have 34-inch arms at his size. I mean, he's like 6'2", 245. I didn't think he'd have 34-inch arms. So I just didn't. I thought it took him out of the running for us to consider him. And then when he had the 34-inch arms, I was like, okay, now let me look at his tape. I mean, just incredible natural bend, like you said. He's got a killer ghost move. Hand placements on point. He studies the game too. He has a plan every time he goes out there. He's got counter move on a counter move. It's so hard to stop on that. And yeah, you'd say his size, but 34-inch arms negate that a bit, right?
Absolutely.
So, and I know, long and tall. We know that Dana's not long and tall.
No.
And, he's been consistently in our pass rush tradition for quite some time. I also think having Karlaftis, and I said this in our text thread recently, Karlaftis is a really, really good number 2. He's a high motor guy. Quarterback has it long enough, he'll get to him, right? You either need to have 2 really high motor guys on the ends, or you have one high motor guy on one side and one guy you're just like 3rd and 8, get him, Donovan. And you just watch him work back there, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I took some notes from watching numerous scouts talk about him. He had 14 sacks and 64 pressures last year. 94 pass rush grade on true sets. That's true set pass grades are pretty, for anyone who doesn't know, it takes away all the other RPOs or quick screens. They're real dropbacks. So he had a 91 pass grade on real dropback sets. High run defensive grade. He's smart. He's cerebral. He has a million moves. He's a cross chop. He plays skinny in space. He tackles with length. Tackles with length can't give him trouble. But again, I just think he needs to get stronger, and he uses 34-inch arms. But I love it. I mean, I would not mind that pick at all in the first round.
Look, we talking about awards here. We talking about Ted Hendricks Award. We talking about ACC Defensive Player of the Year, Bojo Lowe Award. I mean, he has the awards because he earned every bit of it. And like you were saying, the long arms in itself keeps the tackles off of you. And the thing is, he has such a quick swipe, strong hands, that you negate the tackles getting their hands and stuff on you. Like this is what we're talking about. You're talking about T-Rex tackles and having to deal with something like this. I mean, he eats their lunch. He absolutely eats their lunch. So.
Let me ask you, I feel like when I look at his measurables, and then if you look at our midseason trade that we had, this is kind of not the negative, but this is what the first thing that comes to mind. We did that Josh Uche trade midseason last year, and maybe it's because he came in midseason, I don't know. But the fact that we brought him in to be what you guys are talking about, being a pass rush specialist type of guy, and he barely got any burn with us. And I'm looking at the measurables here. Uche, 6'1", 250, about 34 arm length as well. So like that's the kind of my I guess if we were drafted, that'd be the only thing I think about is the way we utilize Josh Uche. He kind of mirrors more of a Josh Uche kind of build. That's kind of concerning, or what? And I guess this kind of leads to the question: why didn't Uche kind of pan out with us? If this is the same kind of guy as far as a pass rush specialist.
Well, you can have a guy that we say this all the time. Okay, it's like a guy can look like Tarzan and play like Jane. Okay, you can look like Tarzan and play like Jane. You could have the same body type, but not the same talent, and so that's the difference. So you could have a guy like Josh Uche, not taking anything away from him, and maybe it was just like he's just not as refined of a pass rusher as somebody like a Donovan Ezeiruaku is when he comes in. And so when you look at him on tape, like he shines out on you. Uche being up there in New England was, hey man, he's a good guy. Maybe we could be able to use him. We said the same thing about the dude Cam that came from Jones came from Arizona. We thought he was going to be able to come in and do some things based off his build. And so all of a sudden, before you know it, hey man, he ain't gonna be able to make it. So he don't get no burn. But this guy right here, he's a first round pick for a reason. And the thing is, because he won all these different awards, I don't know Uche won all these awards. I guarantee he didn't. Shoot, they probably gave Uche maybe a 4-leaf clover and maybe a certificate to McDonald's or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, Donovan Ezeiruaku earned every single one of those awards because he is that guy. He is a game changer, and we know it. Everybody knows it. So
Yeah, I think Uche's biggest accomplishment outside of being Uche second team All Big Ten.
oh yeah, no, I mean
That's it.
Other player comps for him are Harold Landry, Nick Herbig, and Ngakwe.
Gakwe, yeah, there you go.
Pretty good names.
And another one too. I mean, again, like what I did with the O-line earlier. Karlaftis won't be a guarantee to resign. We can't keep everybody, so you might not have any. A many use free agent. Dana under contract for what? One more year? What was that? 2 or 3 year deal? We don't have DN other than FAU. We don't have DN depth. So we have a lot of primary needs. Like right now, we have secondary needs right now, and then you look ahead 1 or 2 years, man. You can almost select any friggin' position and justify it at this point.
Yeah, you could. I think some guys are, kind of guys, but I think some guys really stand out because they really are the truth. Like they're the real deal. He's definitely like that. So Mike Brennan, JD Ezeiruaku or Deion Walker, Ezeiruaku all day. And Del Monte Green said he might not be able to get out of the top 20. It's going to be tough.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but if he falls to Del Monte, we got to take him. We got to get him. So let me say this first, okay, before you start on your stage, is when the Chiefs did, the personal meetings, there was things that they went through, okay, that they wanted. They looked for D-line. They looked for the defensive tackle, defensive end, O-line, some O-line guys. They looked for, a couple corners, maybe a linebacker. But the main thing they were looking for, defensive end and defensive tackles. That was the main thing they were looking for. So when we know that they take those personal meetings, they're serious about a guy. So he wasn't the one that they was able to see. But I tell you what, they probably didn't need to see him.
No.
Right.
We drafted plenty of guys that we didn't formally meet with. Plenty.
Right.
That's where you go back to the hashtag check the tape. There you go. That's why they met with him, or that's why they drafted without meeting with him. They didn't have to. They didn't have to talk to him. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.